The tips I'm going to share in this video will get you from feeling almost nothing, barely working your shoulders, to an intense burn every time you train with huge boulder shoulders as a reward. This advice has really helped me a lot in the past year. I'm going to show you the exact changes that I made. And don't worry, I'm not going to recommend anything super crazy. It's just very subtle differences which will make the stuff you're already doing more effective. You will feel it in the first workout. How many times have you seen dudes in the gym do overhead pressing and not go all the way down? Maybe they'll even speed it up to get some extra reps. This is extremely common. You probably do it yourself, and I know I did for a long time. I propose you do the exact opposite. Not only do you go down nice and low, but you slow it down in that bottom position. You spend quality time there. Your shoulders are working the most in that bottom third of the press. Look at the difference here versus here. So if you aren't really feeling your shoulders much or wish they could grow faster, you should be living down here. This involves bringing your hands past this line whenever possible on dumbbells and machines. It also means being very gentle at that bottom position. I want you to come nice and low and slow down. Boom, explode up. From this first part on the way down, you can go pretty fast. It's just this bottom third that you need to control. And I don't care how you come up. It can be explosive. It can be regular speed. What matters most is proper depth and cadence on the way down. If you have dumbbells, go past your shoulders. If you're using a machine, push the seat up so you can also go past your shoulders. If you're using barbells, come all the way to your upper chest with a soft touch. Equally important is maintaining this once you get tired. If you're on the 10th, 11th, 12th rep, you control your form the exact same. You don't all of a sudden speed up to get the extra reps. Don't try to avoid the pain. Lean into it. This is where the most growth comes from. Check out this set of mine. This was the first rep, and this was the last one, close to failure. The way down was the exact same. The only difference is that I was more tired. Some of you guys might think that going this low isn't safe for the shoulders. You're gonna get pain. You should only go 90 degrees, bro. Okay, don't take my word for it. Next time you go to the gym, instead of using your normal style, just do 3 hard sets of going low and slow with less weight. You will never go back. It's just plainly more superior. Yeah, it sucks using less weight, but that's the price of greatness. A lot of people are pretty obsessed with the standing overhead press to the point where it becomes a little bit dogmatic. I mean, yeah, it's a great exercise, but it's not the only tool in our toolbox for getting jacked as fuck. And this was my mistake. I was married to this exercise. I continued to spam it, even when I plateaued, even when I stopped feeling it as much, just because I thought I had to do it. I want you guys to embrace machines and seated variations that have back support. They are stable, which allows you to focus on your form and push to a higher intensity. You'll feel your shoulders to a much higher level, and you will grow more as a result. This doesn't mean you should stop doing standing OHP or free weights. Just don't make them the entirety of your training. I have some recommendations. Seated barbell overhead press is great. It's like the standing version, but on crack. It's much more stable, and you're actually a little bit stronger. So feel free to switch between this and the standing version whenever you plateau. Seated dumbbell overhead press allows you to bring your hands below your shoulders, which might make it slightly superior to the barbell version. For many years, I did these standing or one arm at a time, which is fine, but it's probably not the best for growth. Seated Smith machine press is it's beautiful. I freaking love this exercise. It's maximally stable, so I could just push and really kill myself. I can grind through reps that I wouldn't be able to on the free weight version. It's a really good variation. And finally, just any shoulder machine in general. If you go to a big enough gym, you'll have many to choose from. For example, I have 5 in my gym. This one is shit, this one is shit, this one is really shit, this one is okay, and this one feels pretty good. So I just make sure I only use these 2. Let's say you're going slow, deep, and you choose good variations. There is still something you can do to take your shoulder engagement to the next level. Can you spot the difference between these 2 sets? It's extremely subtle. I want you to bring your elbows out and consciously pull the bar apart during your sets. No one looking from the outside can see that you're doing it, but you yourself will feel it. If you have dumbbells, you have to do this in order to go past your shoulders. Most people recommend like a 15-30 degree tuck, which is supposed to be safer for your shoulders. I agree, and I've done it like this for many years, but nowadays I like to flare it out a little bit more. It is inherently a little bit more risky on the shoulders, but if you're using something stable like a machine or a barbell, you'll probably be okay. Dumbbells are a little bit more risky, I'm not gonna lie. One of the functions of the shoulders is to externally rotate your arm. So you're kind of working this function isometrically while you're doing shoulder press. And for me, it makes the biggest difference. My delts get smoked. Will all this advice really help your shoulders grow? Am I being too nerdy? Isn't it better to just horsecock some heavier weight and just fucking go hard? I'd say no. The advice in this video will definitely have you using less weight for sure, but your shoulders will be doing more work. Try this advice in your next workout and let me know how it went in the comments. I have a similar video explaining how to train your back, so watch that next.